Crush the brains of the young hearts till it was dry. No more memories of grain left in this land. Only empty husk still lives on, still lives on, still lives disappearing before she first came to sight. She's gone, gone. Do you know where she's buried now? Do you know where she's buried now? Watching cars go by and stare off towards the sun, and you hope she'll come back for you, but she won't. She blames you. She blames you. She blames you. Touch the brains of the young heart till it was naked. You touch the brains of the young heart till it was dry. No more memories of grain left in this land. Only the empty husk still lives on, still lives on, still lives on.
Very nice. Oh, I love the studio audience thing, don't you? This is great. This is almost professional entertainment.
Or Star Search.
Yes, this is sort of like Star Search. This is Lisa Cerbone from halfway between here and Baltimore.
Right.
But more often known as a star of the stage in Baltimore than here for some odd reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw you a few weeks ago with this guitar that's, I don't know, I guess about 80% of the size of your entire
Right.
body. You need a smaller guitar or to pump up or something. But you're so little and you're loud, and I can't figure out how you do it.
I think it's the lyrics.
I think it's
the guitar.
I think it's guitarist
And
forearm is what
I'm
it is.
getting some muscles.
Yeah, you're definitely getting muscles. So what inspires you these songs? They seem real introspective.
Well, a lot of things that I've read, movies I've seen.
So they're not introspective. It's like somebody else's life,
Yeah,
right?
there's a lot. I get it from a lot of different areas, and then I just put it together with my own feelings and thoughts. And I'm a school teacher, and a lot of my songs are based on experiences that I've had as a school teacher and experiences that I've had personally.
And what do you teach?
I teach English to 6th graders.
Wow, that must be a challenge.
It is.
So tell me, how long have you been playing?
I've been playing since, I've been playing guitar since I was 16, so I guess that's early 80s. And I've been writing short stories for a long time and poems, and then I finally put the music from the guitar and some of my poems together.
Great idea.
And that's how that came together.
So how did you did somebody make you do it? Say, you know, you're so good, we've got to get you some jobs and get you playing somewhere.
Yeah, I guess people did say that to me, and then I kind of got inspired by certain songwriters that I would hear too.
Like whom?
Joni Mitchell and Robin Hitchcock. There's some of the people I like Jane Siberry.
Yeah, me too. I saw her at the Bayou. A stunning performance.
Yeah, I was there.
You were?
Yep, it was great.
Yeah, you talk about a blissed out audience of Jane Siberry fans, or I guess there's not a lot of them, but they're hardcore.
Very loyal.
There's all these, every eye in the whole place is on this one. It's a very compelling person. Speaking of compelling persons, check this jacket out. All cameras on Louis St. Lewis's fabulous opera
Thank you
coat.
so much,
Real
sir.
name. Louis
Exactly.
St. Louis.
Well, you've got to dress fine when you come to this area. I mean, right? This is like big time television, so you have to look
Are you
good.
kidding? You're from North Carolina. I mean, you step down if you ask me, coming to Washington, D.C. from North Carolina.
I don't know about that.
No, I know you don't. So this Louis St. Louis is Louis's real name?
Louis St. Louis is Louis's real name.
What were your parents thinking or drinking?
I think they'd had a drink too many.
I think maybe they had, It's a Southern tradition. Let's have a couple of belts and come up with a name for the kid. Louis would be good. So are they an old French family or something?
No, it's just like a, average phone book kind of name. I think they just flipped through and hit the same name twice with the dart, so it came up that way. So.
His Glenn sound, right? One of the most famous sound men in the world, Glenn. So you could be, of course, the saint you got to do something about. Well, this is the work of St. Lewis, if anybody can see this out there. And not only that, but I balanced that perfectly, Lewis.
Well, that's wonderful. I'll see if I can't catch it with my foot again.
There you go. That's all.
And this is yet another aspect from his green period.
And this is Icarus?
This is Icarus in Patagonia. I decided that DC needed good artists because I hadn't seen any up here, so I decided that would grace the area with my presence.
And you're currently at Mariposa?
Oh, wonderful Mariposa Gallery. That's right, on 18th Street Northwest.
I would say that your modesty was boundless were it not for the fact that I've lived here for 12 years and would agree with you 100%. There is a dearth of what you would call vibrant, exciting, other than mainstream art in the city, or of the mainstream most things in the city. We're kind of hidebound by convention and conservatism, but you and your material are both kind of a breath of fresh air.
I'm conservative too. It looks like this thing wants to spin around, so
You're
spin
southern.
around.
It's not exactly the same thing.
But Mariposa is a gay gallery. Just.
They're what?
Yeah.
Get my stuff out of there,
I'm sorry. But they're the only gay gallery in Washington.
Are they?
Yes?
No wonder I wound up there.
Yeah. What did you just send the stuff around and they sent back the
No, it's like,
postcard, checked yes, please send the pictures?
Like I sent in my slides to this gallery, and they must have sent something immediately because I got the phone call that week. They said, "Please come up here and show." They said, "You're the gayest person we've seen yet." So,
Well, your
show
photographs,
me.
yes, but I mean, I don't think that your art is. I mean, this is just
It's
beautiful
brilliant.
stuff. Yeah, it really
is.
is.
Well,
It's not political. I guess
no,
that's what I mean.
it isn't political, and that's something that I don't have in common with a lot of, typically gay artists. I'm not
Right.
out trying to just push, the gay lifestyle. I think throughout history, a lot of times artists and creative people have had homosexual or bisexual tendencies, and I see nothing wrong with acknowledging that and showing in a great gallery like that.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
it is a
wonderful.
super gallery.
Well, I want to talk about process here because this fascinates me, as we've talked about before,
Mhm.
that I do color Xerox stuff too. And you incorporate, what do you call it, fixed?
I can tell you because it's written on the back of it.
Okay.
What's that say?
Electrostatic graphite.
Electrostatic graphite, which is, of course, the fancy
That's
way
a
of
fancy
saying
name for saying Xerox.
Xerox ink.
Can we just
you know?
concentrate on this one just for a second?
Certainly.
This is eggshell harlequin. I don't know if you can see it. But it's marvelous. It's multi-layered.
It is multi-layered. You can't really see the front, of course, is glass. Halfway through, there's
With,
a plate of
electrostatic
acetate that there's an impression on, a photographic impression on from Xerox. Plus, there's also elements in there. Well, it's
Mixed
undescribable.
media.
You're going to have to go to the Mariposa Gallery and see this thing
That's
up
right,
close
please
because
go to
it's
Mariposa.
utterly fantastic. And you're wildly successful, from what I understand.
Well, I could be more widely successful and wildly successful.
Well, this is something I wanted to
I
talk
need
about.
money.
One of my favorite theories about
Cut to the chase, Lewis.
one of my
Go
favorite
for it.
things about our modern art debate
Mhm.
centers around the funding,
Yes.
which is kind of a weird concept.
Coming from North Carolina, I'm sure you're.
Well, we're in Jesse Helms territory.
Absolutely.
You are. Well, Jesse may be one of your biggest fans,
Is this
throwing in.
Jesse Helms by any chance?
No.
Sadly, no.
This
He's
is-
not quite croaked yet.
This is my hero. This is my postmortem portrait of Andy Warhol that's created out of an actual human skull that I received as a Christmas present. And I've covered it with Coca-Cola bottle caps in honor of Mr. Warhol's many Coca-Cola
And
paintings.
15 minutes.
And he's
I
got a
just got
clock
it.
in his
That's
eye
fantastic.
socket for the 15 minutes of
Right.
fame that people would achieve. Because, there's a long history of people using human bones and decorating them. The Aztecs did. I mean, different African tribes have done so for many centuries. So
Now,
I'm just
would-
bringing it up to date.
Would the Aztecs go about cleaning the skulls in the way that you have?
No, they would not put them in the dishwasher with heavy-duty pots and pans like I do, but they would clean them somehow.
And this
I'm not
was a
exactly
gift,
sure.
this skull.
This was a gift, yes.
It's getting a little long in the tooth, though, isn't it?
Well, but no, for Christmas somebody said, here's a paper bag, and we have a open it up and see a Christmas present. And I pulled it out, and here was this head, which was not as clean as it is now. So
Well, they
I
may have
cleaned
gotten it
up.
recently, maybe Christmas Day. They just went and dug it up for you, knowing how much you wanted one.
Well, that'd be real sweet. But I also get a lot of skulls from Carolina Biological Supply Company and different places will ship them to.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know that.
Amazing.
Because I've decided the art world is not going to immortalize me, so I'm going to immortalize myself and start doing all
I'm not
these
so
kind
sure.
of-
I read the reviews that were in your book, and it seems like everybody who sees this sees something new and wonderful. My favorite one was Andy Warhol's comment on your work, that it was Hieronymus Bosch meets MTV, which is, I guess, sort of true. It's the idea of quick cuts, and yet some, what is it, what was the other one? Wonderfully horrible or wonderfully disturbing that somebody said about it. And a nice juxtaposition of words that...
You got a lot of good sound bites out there. That's important to anybody's career,
That was
right?
your soundbite review page. It was interesting stuff. Anyway, back to my idea about funding. Would you rather be funded and
by private individuals is what I
who
want to
buy
be
your
funded
work?
by. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't care if any, no government funds a great artist usually. I mean, they just don't. I mean, a couple of hundred years ago they might have.
Yeah.
But nowadays, the finer artists are always funded by individual collectors who have vision.
Right.
So I would be ashamed, in fact, if the North Carolina Museum of Art offered to buy one of my paintings, or if a large corporation offered to buy one. I really wouldn't want to sell it to them.
What if they wanted to give you $1 million for it?
I think I'd change my mind. I'd say here.
Yeah, you know.
So,
But
Real bargain or price.
how is your art in North Carolina? How's it received?
it was received nicely. I mean, at first I had some difficulty, as all artists do, but very quickly people recognized great talent, and they decided to help me out. They said, that boy needs makeup, so let's buy some artwork for him so that he can put some on. So it's just been rolling along ever since then.
Yeah.
And how about Mr. and Mrs. St.Lewis? How do your parents feel?
Oh, they think I'm just a star. First they
Really?
wanted me to be a doctor, but they saw that wasn't going to work out because I hate blood, so now they're quite pleased.
But you like body parts?
Not necessarily
blood.
body parts. I just think there's, when we're going through this time now where it's all AIDS and sickness and death, there was a period in time during the Middle Ages when the plague was going on where images that dealt with death were really in the forefront of artistic tradition. So I'm just kind of rehashing that and bringing that up to the future.
I always thought it was wonderful. I think one of the worst things about our 20th century is that we've gotten farther and farther removed from actual death. I mean, early in this century, it was not uncommon for people to drop dead in the street or for dead animals to be found out. And now death is immediately removed from our view, sanitized, cremated, boxed.
That's why you've got to come to my next
And so
show.
when people actually come up against a real death, like, oh my God, so-and-so died, it's like a tragedy. Every death is a tragedy. Well, every death isn't a tragedy. Every death is the end of, life that tend to go that way.
So what's your next show?
Well, my next show is at beautiful Wake Forest University in North Carolina, where I'm exposing myself in coffins for the viewing public. I'm making wax copies of my body, and how the Egyptians would carry what they needed for the next lifetime. I'm carrying what I need for the next lifetime.
I can't
myself.
wait to
Sandwiches
see.
and-
No, not sandwiches, honey. I don't need any sandwiches.
Riding crops, condoms.
I need some condoms. I need some credit
Well,
cards.
in the next
I
life you
some
don't need any. What do you got to worry about in the
cellular
next
phones,
life?
all those kind of things. So I'm just carrying what I need.
Oh, Lordy.
Marvelous. So how do you get hold of your coffins?
Mr. Coffin, there's like a 1-800 number.
There
It's
is
like-
not.
There
Mr.
is,
Coffin.
and it's located in San
Speak to a
Francisco.
real live corpse. Dial 1-900.
And the ones that I'm getting are those beautiful English ones, as a matter of fact, that are like tight at the feet, tight at the head, and it's just like one smooth curve that comes up the
And
side.
drapes beautifully
That's
around
right.
the
So
middle
you
of the
just
body.
like crochet arms, and there you go. So they're perfect. I mean, you get like a coffin, $350, black
1-800.
lacquer. It's 1-800 something doom is the last 4 digits. They have like
believe it is, do you?
that's just wonderful.
I'm looking at Lisa and I'm thinking, this is so unlike my school. This whole concept
Well,
here.
she's over there thinking, I can write a song about this.
Yeah, that's right. Is this
Then
thinking
there's
you
some
thinking
crazy
song?
band.
1-800 do?
No, I just
But if
think
you
it's
do, you always
interesting.
always share the copyright. Don't forget.
Exactly, honey. Send money my way.
Yeah, this boy is greedy. I'm not kidding. You're going to be famous. I just have a strange feeling that
I'll be famous and rich.
any tireless. Well, everybody's famous is rich, aren't they?
No,
Lee
most
Harvey
people are
Oswald, of course,
infamous.
famous,
I mean, look at y'all. Y'all are famous, and are you rich?
We are
Finally.
proportionally to our fame. We are probably rich, I suppose. aren't we?
Are you going to become famous?
I'm hoping that my songs will be.
Have you thought about albums at all, or is it something that you've...
I'm in the process of doing a CD project right now on my own.
On your own.
Right.
Well, where are you recording it?
I'm recording it at Hit and Run Studios.
Oh, so you're not doing it on your own. You have like direct engineers?
Yes, but she's talking about not being financed by
Right,
some
that's what I meant.
label person.
So with
Yeah,
that,
I guess.
hopefully a label will pick it up, or maybe a label will pick me up before I'm finished with it. But in the meantime, I'm going to try to do it by myself.
Well, play something that you're going to be recording this time.
All right, sure.
Is this the one that's Manic Depressive Jubilation?
Manic Depressive Jubilation is kind of
It's a nice song.
strange song. I think it shows a lot of my songs are serious, and this one's a little more sadly humorous, I would call it. It's called Manic Depressive Jubilation.
motionless in my tone. I just don't know if you're gonna jump on my voice. Climb through the wire, climb through the wall. With you, I'm always at a loss. Are you still waiting in the shade of your pain? Manic depressive jubilation. Who's on the side of judge and jury right now? Surely not you, surely not me. Got me on Baby, 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 I'd like to find you in your fire. That's where most people bring my child. I'd like to thank my mother and I'd like to thank my father for introducing such a swinging world of moods. Are you still waiting in the shade of your brain? Manic depressive jubilation. Who's on the side of jury duty right now? Surely not you, surely not me. Got me on Circle, 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 I circle around you. I fly high, I fly low. Never, never, never seem to touch down on you. Are you watching from below? Are you still waiting in the shade of your pain? Manic depressive jubilation. Who's on the side of judge and jury right now? Surely not you, surely not me. Got me on depressive.
Very lovely. I'll get my thing out of the way here. You can.
Honey, you could do next bulimic, anorexic,
I
and you
know.
could go syphilic, impotent, and just you got like the whole medical journal.
Oh, you are on a death kick, aren't you? We should be
Now,
spin
you're
out.
a med student for a while?
I was like a pre-med student taking classes and like working third shift in the hospitals and all that kind of fun stuff. So,
And that put you off it?
well, I didn't really like sick people all that much. I hate hospitals and hate needles and all that type of stuff. So I said, this ain't gonna work out.
So what do you do? Dead people.
So dead people are much more. In fact, dead people are one of our more abundant natural resources. So I
Yes,
think
it's a boundless source of protein.
And it's
for-
an international source too. I mean, it's not just American skulls you're dealing with.
precisely. It's worldwide.
Non-discriminatory skull usage.
Yes. Well, this isn't the international show anymore. I've told you once that thing reminded me of that Tempest Fugit watch.
Oh yes.
Well, are you going to make any jewelry or anything?
I'd
Make
love
some
to make
smaller
jewelry.
things.
Yes. In fact, this originally was planned to be one of a pair of cufflinks.
with that robe. It would be perfect. You wouldn't look at all gaudy. And that pin, that sombrero.
Sombrero? Come on, you don't know your drag when you look at it. This is not a sombrero. This is a Scottish warrior's pin. They would like hold that big piece of cloth. They would go swaying off their shoulder.
Yes, yes.
And when they would go into battle, they would wear one of these. So if they were killed, the person who found their body would take this as payment for the burial. So it fits right in with the thing.
People were so much more civilized in the old days, weren't they?
You know, wouldn't you
Kill you and then take something up and
bury
bury you. I think that's nice. It showed, I don't know, sort of a civilizing influence of England over Scotland, which is sad.
I don't know, Miles.
Don't you think so? I mean, the Scots were still cannibals, weren't they, when they built Hadrian's Wall or whatever it was?
The Picts and all that crap.
Picts, exactly.
Right, but we tried to civilize this place too, and I don't know that we got much further.
Mm.
Well, you had a much more difficult group to start with, I
That's
think.
true.
We're sort of mean when we left, I suppose.
Puritan.
We've improved a lot, though.
Well, the food was so bad over there that we had to leave.
Oh.
You're not offended, I know.
I am offended.
You are not. They eat old sheep and stuff.
Pork pies or whatever it is over there.
Pork
What's that stuff?
pies.
Haggis is the greatest.
Haggis is Scottish
Sheep's
stuff.
stomach.
Do you know that was once stopped at customs and not allowed in the United States because it was deemed
Amen.
unfit for human consumption? Which I would have to agree with. You know what haggis is?
No, no.
It's sort of like kishka, what the Poles call kishka, which is barley and blood cooked together and put in a skin. Well, haggis is like that, only worse. You know, I don't know what they...
I love the Scottish accent he does when he says it. Haggis.
Haggis?
Haggis.
You're so good at accents. Well, you were over there, though. It helps. I
Right.
suppose. All my ancestors were Scottish.
Have you ever had an international show? Have you ever...
I've shown a couple of times in Paris, and I'd love to have a show in Tokyo. So in fact, I've been going back and forth over to the Orient recently, so we'll see what works up over there.
My God, you must be successful.
I tried to bring bones back from Jamaica, but they stopped me at customs saying...
And they weren't even human bones, were they?
They were just cow bones. They said cadavers can't go across...
They wouldn't let you bring cow bones back?
No, so I just like threw them out into the parking lot of the airport and went on my way.
No.
It was very disappointing.
Oh, that's dreadful. So why wouldn't they let you? Because they thought that you were...
Because it was nasty.
No, it's a germ thing. You
Oh,
can't
I
bring
see.
biological products
I
back and
see.
forth between
You
countries.
should have popped them in the dishwasher and give them a couple of rounds with
Well,
fresh what's it?
I guess I could have had some Jamaican maid like scrub them for a while in the ocean or something. But well, now I'm into making tombstones too. In fact, I want to make tombstones with my name on there and like a birth date. Just make it up. And then put immortal. And then put...
Immortal?
That's right.
Right.
But art is long, life is short. And start putting these things in cemeteries all across the nation. Like have Victorian tombstones made. Throw some yogurt on them
So it's
they...
into concept art,
so
too.
they,
See, you're a real Renaissance man. You really are.
so when people run into them, they'll say, this person
I
hasn't...
know him.
Are you going to buy the plots, or are you just going to sneak in the middle of the night and drive one of these things into the
I
ground?
think it's better for me if I just sneak in and just like stick them on the ground. And
Well, ours may not be as long if you don't buy the plot. If you just go in and sneak in, they're going to say, I don't
No,
remember
he
this
has
one
to
with
find-
the Coke bottle tops all
He
over.
has to find deserted cemeteries, I think, that
that's
enemies
no
are very
problem.
devoted go to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because cemeteries are like modern day art galleries to me. And you don't have to pay to go in either.
No, and you know, my grandmother used to take us every weekend to go to cemeteries because she used to take us to see the poor, pitiful people. That was her 2 trips, were to go downtown and see the poor, pitiful people in their little shacks, and then go to cemeteries. And we would just wander around. She'd say, you know, this is a beautiful tombstone.
poor,
What's
pitiful
death? And, you know, we weren't really that scared of it. Of course, we were 5 years old. We were scared of death anyway. You know?
Right.
But she wasn't either. That was the great thing about her.
Well, I think your work is marvelous.
I do too.
Well, thank you.
And I think your work is marvelous.
Yes,
Thank you. Certainly.
Are you playing sometime soon?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm playing a lot this month.
Mhm.
I'm playing this Wednesday. Well, actually, I guess
Every Wednesday.
every Thursday at Max's Marketplace
In Baltimore.
and Baltimore, and Winchester's Pub in Baltimore.
Which is a lovely spot.
Hmm.
Cheap martinis. I love the place, yeah.
All right.
And there are other alternative acoustic acts there too the next few days in the ready-mades. And
That was the English band next few days?
yes.
Yeah, they were good.
Weren't they?
Acoustic duo. Very
And
intense.
I'm playing at the 8x10 July 26th, which is also in Baltimore. And
Another great club.
Right. And at the Bauhaus August 29th, which is also in Baltimore.
Yeah.
So a lot of Baltimore stuff.
And your
That's
next
right.
show is...
And hopefully somebody will see her on the show in Hayward, Washington.
Next show is Wake Forest University. Opens up at the end of August and goes on through October, I believe.
But go and see Mariposa.
I can always be
there.
seen at Mariposa Gallery. So
Always be seen at Mariposa.
Always,
Because you will
always.
replenish them as they sell your paintings, you will
That's
sell them more.
exactly.
That's
I would
exactly,
just
that's a good
keep
idea.
piling them up in there.
Great.
So until every home in Washington, Arlington,
Is
Missouri has
replete.
one, I'm still going to be going
If
around.
you get the
so-
price down, I'll buy one, you know, or I'll just copy one of these. Give me enough time, I'll just look at it long enough to figure out how to do it on a Xerox
Wow.
machine.
Well, thank you very much for coming.
Thanks, both of you. It was a very,
Thank you.
very interesting show.
Thank you so much.
We should do this again sometime.
Precisely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If we live that.
Gotta love to listen to you talk.